Alright, welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. As always, Adam, Chris, Keith, Alex felt like he didn't want to talk about NBA. It's alright. But coming on the heels of Carmelo Anthony announcing his retirement, we're going to discuss some jersey retirements in Denver. But before we do that, like the video, subscribe to our page, help us out, it's free to you. And like I said though, Carmelo Anthony, number 15 in Denver, 8 seasons in Denver, had a legacy there in Denver. I mean, really put him on the map, I would say. But now you are looking at another, I wouldn't say generational, but very, very talented foreigner in Nikola Jokic, who also wears number 15 there in Denver. Back-to-back MVPs? Or was it?
Yeah, back. Yeah, chance to go three-peat right here.
So, you
they already gave it to Embiid, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. You're right.
They already gave it to Embiid.
You're right. They gave
so,
it.
You're
back-to-back MVP.
You're back-to-back MVP. You're
Averaging
Western
triple-double.
Conference Finals champion. You know, you're going to be playing for the NBA Finals.
It's their first finals too, isn't it?
It's their first ever finals.
Yeah.
So I was about to say, the 8 years that Carmelo was there, couldn't get it done. So when it comes time to retire a jersey, which one do you retire? Which 15 do you put in the rafters? Or do you put both in the rafters?
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard conversation for Denver to have, just because they've waited so long now. I mean,
I don't think you can do it.
like Melo's last season was 2011. So like, if you were gonna retire Melo's 15, you've now waited 12 years. Granted, he was still playing for New York and OKC and Portland, and he just retired, this past year. But I mean, it's a hard conversation to have. I think the difficult part about this conversation is really the difference in between like Melo's career in Denver and then Jokic's career in Denver. So, like, if you look at Jokic's career in Denver, the guy's only averaging 20 and 10. But if you look at the last 3 seasons of Jokic in Denver, the guy's basically averaging a triple-double.
Yep.
So, and it's taken a little bit longer. I mean, the guy's only 28 years old. They both have spent 8 seasons in Denver. This is his 8th season in Denver. So, if you take the recency bias with Jokic for the last 3 years, I almost say you have to give it to Jokic, because this dude is doing something that nobody else is doing in the league. And
I was about to say, most bigs
He's being the big man that you expected in the '90s, when the big man was the prevalent player on the court.
he's putting up more points than the big men in the 90s would have done. So
I'm saying, like, he's doing like what Shaq did in the '90s. When Shaq came in, Shaq was a terror.
Yeah.
On the court, and that's what Jokic has been on the court the last 3 years. I mean, he's been a terror. There's nothing there, you can't guard him.
I've been very, very impressed with Jokic's ability to facilitate the ball too. I mean, 9.8 assists per game this year as a center. So that's just incredible. Like, I know Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double 2 years ago, but
he's a point guard.
But he's a point guard, right? He has the best opportunity to do so.
But still, at the same point, you see teams now that run their offenses through a 4 or a 5.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Giannis is 6'11", playing the 3 position.
Yeah.
And LeBron, as much as we don't like LeBron, well, I don't like LeBron, but LeBron's 6'9", playing a 2.
Yeah.
So I mean, the facilitators of the balls are no longer your John Stocktons, your Steve Nashes, your Jason Kidds. It's
Chris Pauls.
Right. It's going to your big, most athletic player on the court.
Yeah.
So that's who's facilitating the offenses at this point.
Well, and in this case, arguably your best player on the court. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Jokic is definitely the best player on the court when Denver's playing. Jokic is the best player.
So I whether he was actually a big or if he was actually a point guard, I think the ball would be running through Jokic no matter what.
Yeah.
Same thing with Giannis, whether he's 6'11" or 6'3", if he's out there,
he's the best player that's going to facilitate through him.
Yes.
Right.
And I think LeBron has shown that through his career too. He's typically the best player for whatever team he's on. Granted, he's come to a decline a little bit here in the later years, but the ball ran through him no matter
Right.
no matter what typically.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're looking at Carmelo as a 8-year career there in Denver, averaging 24, 3-3.
24, 6, and 3. So
Okay.
yeah, 24, 6.5, and then 3 assists, 1 block.
So I mean, you're looking at arguably the same player then. If Jokic is averaging 20 to 22 and 10, I mean, you're looking at arguably the same player.
Yeah, and that's
So-
kind of my point. I guess it really continues to get down to more of the accolades, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't look at Melo's MVPs, but he was a 5-time All-Star in Denver.
I don't think he had an MVP.
I don't think he did either. I don't know how many times.
And I can
All-Star.
guarantee. Well, we know he didn't go to the we know he didn't go to the finals. So, I mean, but to me at this point, I feel like you've waited too long to retire the jersey.
Yeah,
If the last time he played for you was in 2011, you've waited too long to retire the jersey. Jokic is wearing it now. Jokic is arguably being a better player than you were when you left.
yeah. I mean, it's
So I mean, and you chased money and clout. You know, Jokic seems to be like he's there for the long haul.
So I think it's personally what would I like to see Denver do? Retire both of them. Anthony and Jokic go up as number 15. Personally, that's what I would like to see. Denver, I think, will. If they win a championship, I think it goes to Jokic. If they don't, I think they'll go to Melo.
See, I don't think
I
it's
think
gonna
just
ride.
because I think he put them on the map really like as a. But then again though that was 10 years ago.
Right, but
You know.
but if you look, I mean, I'll agree to disagree. I think at this point, if you're going to give it to somebody, I'm going to give it to Jokic because he actually got you to the finals. Carmelo, I don't even think got you to a conference finals.
He got him to a Western Conference Finals.
Okay,
in
well,
2007.
I mean, but
But he didn't get him to a finals. Yeah.
and
yeah.
Jokic got you to the promised land.
Yeah.
And Jokic has pulled in 2 MVPs when the league is driven based off around scores.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, listen, I agree that the 2 MVPs are a great part of the conversation. Both people were 5-time All-Stars. Both people were on the All-Rookie team. Carmelo won a Rookie of the Year. You know, I will defend. It's hard for me to defend Melo because I didn't always love Melo, but I will defend Melo when you look at his teams. It's hard to say, oh, Melo didn't make it to a finals when he basically had 2 years in Denver with AI where they were actually teammates and he actually had people around him that could help him, you know?
right, but at that point, AI was. I mean,
He's 11 seasons in.
he was old at that
Yeah,
point.
he was 11 seasons in at that point. So, now granted, I looked at AI's numbers. He was averaging 25 points a game. So AI was still doing well. But, you know, you do have Jamal Murray. You do have Aaron Gordon. You do have, like, some Michael Porter Jr. You got some players that have been helping Jokic through this finals. I mean, Jamal Murray has actually been the best player on the Nuggets in the postseason.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's averaging 34 points a game as a point guard. So, Jokic has been almost like just a dummy target for other teams to try and keep the ball away from him and make Murray be the star. So, I guess I'd lean more towards Adam. I like if I had to choose, I would probably lean more towards Adam. Put both the 15s up there and celebrate both of them. They're both great players.
And both have done great things for your organization in that number.
Yeah, give it to Jokic. Give it to both. Give it to both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's either give it to Jokic or just don't retire the number in general because you've waited too long at this point.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Hit us in the comments. Let us know what you think the Nuggets should do about retiring number 15. As always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.